Steve Holmes here from houseofdrumming.com. Wanted to do a little video talking about Flam Rolls. It's one of the things that's kind of always eluded me for a long time. It's the kind of thing that a lot of drummers play. A lot of big name drummers play a lot of Flam Rolls and stuff, and it's the kind of thing that I always thought sounded really cool and was kind of shrouded in mystery, like a lot of the things that a lot of big name players do. But I wanted to kind of like figure it out and get to the bottom of the whole thing and try to make a video and kind of just spell it out in simple terms for folks at home so they can also like play this cool stuff essentially. It's always been important to me to know the history of the stuff, you know. And I first heard like a lot of Flam Rolls being done by a lot of like fusion drummers in the 90s, you know, guys like Steve Smith and Weckel and stuff. But the truth is, like, there's a lot of recordings with like Elvin Jones and Tony Williams and Jack DeJohnette is probably my favorite guy, Jack, who does Flam Rolls around the kid and the way that he orchestrates them and stuff. And it's the kind of phrasing that's like, it's very kind of loose and sloppy when it's played in like a jazz context, which is why I'm using like this 4-piece setup to kind of illustrate that way of playing them. And later on I'm going to do some stuff on another kid and kind of demonstrate a more like contemporary way, a more like rudimental way of getting like the same kind of phrasing and more maybe like a cleaner way. But for now I just wanted to do like kind of a straight ahead context for the Flam Rolls. The key is accents, okay? Hearing the accents in relation to the quarter note and not getting tied up or worried about all the notes, okay? You want to get your hands to a place to where they can play the notes, but you're just telling your hands where the accents are, and your hands will fill in the rest of the notes, all right? Now, a lot of this stuff is like doubles-oriented. I'm a real big like doubles guy. And you can play that stuff like really clean, but you can also play kind of like sloppy, you know? You can, kind of tune stuff up to make it kind of like low and ringy, and with flams especially, this is like the first step to getting this happening. With flams especially, you can kind of like separate the two notes of the flam, okay? A lot of this stuff is just like left-handed flams. And the right hand plays like, say, for example, like the cymbal and the bass drum together. Okay, and then the left hand follows that. Right? Now there's a lot of discretion that you can exercise in terms of like how much space is in between those two notes. You know, that's the kind of thing that you want to be in control of. It's not the kind of thing that you want to happen like accidentally or just it just happens to be that way. You know, you want to be aware of like how much space is there before you start playing like rolls and stuff. So for just like without any rolls, just playing like a flam, like with just generic swing time, you can get kind of like this sloppy, aggressive, kind of like Elvin kind of thing. You know, like if you're 1, 2. So that you can hear the kind of flams in there, and the way that I'm doing that is I'm just hitting the bass drum and the cymbal at the same time, and I'm accenting a snare drum right after it. You know, Elvin would do like these big rolls and end the rolls with like those kind of flams, you know. That kind of stuff, you know, and you could just hear like the excitement. You could hear the enthusiasm behind the playing. You know, it was really beautiful. You know, so that's how like just getting started with like just playing flams. Okay, now the Flam Roll stuff gets a little tricky, but the gist of it is like playing the flam in the way that I just did, and then playing like doubles afterwards. Okay, usually followed by the right hand. So for example, if you're playing like a left-handed flam, right, which again means that the left hand comes out second, so you're like. Now, the right hand has time to start playing like a double stroke roll because it's the first note, right? So by the time you've played the first note, then you play the second note, you can bring your right hand over here and kind of get like the roll started. Now, when I say roll, I mean like a clean double stroke roll for now, okay? Sorry. Now you can start that kind of roll like with a flam, right? Now it sounds like I'm kind of doing like a tap-tap roll, And you know, it's all subjective. You know, it's just how much space, you know, that you're taking up with the flam. You know, you can, you know, those two notes within the flam, you can squish them together. You can like open them up. You know. You want to be in control of what notes are loud, what notes are soft, and you want to just use that to kind of make the phrase, basically. So the next step for getting this happening is like putting like a bass drum note before the flam, right? So it's kind of like a pickup note, right? So bass drum by itself, and then the flam. So taking that same principle, like putting the bass drum before the flam, and you just play a flam roll after it, you know? So for that kind of stuff, I'm not hearing like all the little notes. All I'm hearing is that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing just the accents and making sure that you know that they're in the proper place in relation to the quarter note kind of thing, you know. And sometimes it can be tricky, like putting in the doubles in between the flams and stuff. It really depends on the tempo, you know. But to get started, just play the flam, and then just get a roll going afterwards. And make sure this stuff is in time. Like turn on the click, practice it at different tempos, okay? Foot right, left, right, right, left, left. Foot right, left, right, right, left, left. Once you get the sticking comfortable, just put it around the kid. You know, that kind of thing. So get it slow, get control over it, okay? And then when you get control over it and you have the accents where you want them and the doubles are in a place to where they're filling up the space, then just, you know, speed it up a little bit. 1, 2, 1.